Okay. Okay. Come on, brain. Come on, brain. Okay. What? Let's use this one. This, this, delete, and this. Okay. I'm gonna start doing that from now on. What? What? Oh.
Victor and Moritz's stronghold of evil.
I was like, wait, why?
We wrong the rights and sweep the past under the rug.
And then I forgot. That's not supposed to happen. Ah. I didn't press jump at the right time. Damn it. That's too early. I wonder if that actually does anything. I don't know. It was a random thought that popped into my head. Okay. This needs fixed immediately. There we go. Better. Way better. No. What? Okay. No, that takes too long. I'm gonna try doing it the same way I do the other one. What if it works on the other side? If it works the same way, then... There's no way. There's no way, right? Yeah, I kind of figured that was just, I am going to try for... I'm going to try D-pad. D-pad did not work. I'm used to being very smooth with my inputs. I'm gonna try not being so smooth with it this time. Oh. There's no way that that's the fix, right? There's no way that's the fix. That might actually be the fix. That's the fucking fix. There's no way. That's the fucking fix. It is no coincidence I just got it 4 times in a row. No way. Okay. I'm gonna go back to doing it that way.
Victor in Moritz's stronghold of evil. This is where we wrong the rights and sweep the past under the rug.
Today might be the day. There's no way. There's no way that that's actually the strat. I think that might actually be the strat. It might just be me trying to be too slow with stick inputs. So the TLDR is I gotta be aggressive with the door skips, and the reason why I haven't been doing very well with them is strictly because I haven't been aggressive enough with the stick. I hope that's not foreshadowing. Okay, that actually, for some weird reason, seems to work, so... If that actually works, then I don't have to worry about that jump anymore. Almost fucked that up. I unlocked it. Unlocked my full potential. Okay. Perfect. Yo, I'm GG. Thanks for the good luck. I was not paying attention to when the, to how I had my split set up. Okay, yeah. So it wasn't correct. Okay, let's see here. I don't want to turn this off. So I have some good news. I might... What the hell? Dude, I reset my splits. I might have unlocked the potential. I might actually be, I might have figured out how the door skip, how to do the door skips more consistently. I got the third door skip 4 times in a row. First one, not as much, but I implemented the same thing. And it was a theory that I had before. It was a theory that I had before where, I was thinking the reason why I wasn't getting them as consistently was because of the inputs between neutral and, holding the stick. That was one of my theories as to why I wasn't getting it and why D-pad was working. That was one of the reasons why I wanted D-pad to work. But I tried to shove, like, force the stick forward as hard as I possibly can with my thumb. And it seems to make it work way more consistently. So there was a massive consistency spike, especially in the second or the third door skip. The first one I have yet to actually see much change, though I wouldn't be surprised if it works the same. It would explain a lot of the inconsistencies I was getting to. It would explain a lot of inconsistencies. So now basically the only thing is like I just need to finish a run, and if I'm correct, today might be the day that I at least PB. And I know that once I get the sub 930, the sub 920 is coming very soon after. Because if those door skips are no longer a factor, then the only thing left is just to get a good antagony and a good run. And then we're in there, and we don't have to deal with this anymore. I'm crossing my fingers and hoping. I'd at least like to be done with any percent soon. $121 isn't bad. I changed up how I'm doing warp skip too. I'm doing it one of the older ways. Because I wanted to up my consistency a little bit. That bat was really slow. I'm losing time. Oh yeah, I'm losing time. That's like 2 seconds. I'm gonna be behind. It's almost 1:15. That's really slow. Yeah, that wasn't gonna work anyways. I mean, it's a possibility that I still PB.
This is where we wrong the rights and sweep the past under the rug.
All I need is just a 605. 605, and then it's just a sub 930. Let's see if the new door skip idea pays off. Even if consistency's higher, it doesn't mean that it's like still a very easily viable trick. Oh, you bastard. Good cock. True. Yo, pinstripe. I'm on PB pace. Understandable. Damn it. Is before my Twinsanity run, yeah. Yo, flowers. Today might be the day, my man. It might actually be the day. I might have actually found the reason. I might have found the way. I might have found the secret sauce for real this time for the doors. And this one actually is backed up by some other ideas that I had. Yeah, actually, for real, for real. So I'm the kind of person that loves to be very smooth with my stick inputs. But as a result, I'm not always holding, or I don't always like immediately start holding forward. Or like immediately start going from 0 to 100 with the stick very quickly. I basically like, I smoothly go from 0 to 100, not sharply or quickly. And I was like, you know what? I know D-pad would work in certain instances 100% of the time. So then I thought, what if the problem was that I didn't go from 0 to 100 instantly? And, the idea before that was to pause buffer it, but the problem with the pause buffering was that I was focusing way too much on the pause buffering and I couldn't get the inputs. So today I was like, hang on a second, what if I just full send? And I got the third door skip 4 times in a row. Which is unusual. I don't think I've ever gotten it 4 times in a row before. I think my best was 3 in a row. And then the first door skip has been very consistent, and I was like postulating that might be one of the reasons. Maybe distance. It's not that it gives more speed, it's more consistent. The speed is more consistent, that's what the difference is. Because a lot of my testing has been more or less based on doing things in a very specific way. But then, once I start getting tired, I start fucking it up more. Which means, if you think about it, the issue could be muscle-based. Where, like, I'm actually not moving my muscles as fast. That would also... it just all kind of makes sense now. That doesn't necessarily mean that it is going to still... it's not... that doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to be, like, really consistent. However, it does... there's more than just other types of evidence for that. Dio has said he doesn't struggle with the door skip that much. Mind you, Dio doesn't have coordination issues like I do. So, though he does the door skip much slower than I do, it still kind of like just makes sense with my understanding of how the trick works. Also, I am doing warp skip differently. I've gone back to a different way of doing it. I mean, like, in terms of like where I'm throwing Cortex once I get up there. Damn it. I can't PB. I can PB.
Moritz's stronghold of evil. This is where we wrong the rights and sweep the past under the rug.
65, damn. Well, PB's probably dead. No! Damn it. Have I really gotten into Antagony twice in 10 attempts? Is this real right now? Not only that, both times I've actually gotten past the first door. Because the first attempt of the day was 23-139. I lost my I lost the split counter from yesterday because my power went out. Momento latam. It might just be a dream. It might be. I don't know, dude. Like, if that fix was the whole reason of why I'm capable of if that fix is the whole reason why I'm capable of like, if I'm capable of just pulling off a run, I don't know, man. But now, like, I'm waiting with bated breath. Okay. That was almost sub 119. That bat sound was quiet as fuck. I wasn't really paying much attention. Damn it. Yo, Stu, thanks for the good luck. Okay, that wasn't supposed to split like that. Stu, my king. Damn it. Damn it. I'm gonna reset the splits. I'm also gonna look back at this real quick. I think I know what happened here. That is exactly what happened, okay. I'm gonna put this to 96 and see if that works. Okay. Stu, this might be the day. I got to Antagony twice. I may have fixed things. Applied streams, ain't no way. Yes, because my sleep schedule is different. Buongiorno, porco dio. I found out that if I full send with the stick, the door skips become a lot more consistent. And I mean a lot more consistent. Like I got the fourth door skip or the third door skip 4 times in a row. And it is also consistent with some of my earlier analyses, where I was testing with D-pad and a couple of other ideas. So it's not like it's just... Essentially, it feels like it's the missing puzzle piece, so it also would make sense as to why Dio says he doesn't have as much trouble with the third door skip, because I think he doesn't use D-pad for the third door skip. Knowing Dio, I don't believe he's using D-pad, so it very well could be the day. I've gotten into Antagony twice, and I've only done 12 attempts today. Neither of them were really on proper pace, but that doesn't really matter. Because I know once I PB, once I get the sub 930, the sub 920, especially if the new ideas for the door skips work, that's it. Like, I know for a fact it's over. We can't. Because those door skips are really the only things that are holding me back. If I start getting those door skips with a high level of consistency, it's only going to be a matter of time. It's just that I'm going to have to remember to full send on the stick when I'm under pressure. If I remember that and my hands aren't like shaking enough, I'm chilling. Then we only have the final boss to worry about. I'm crossing my fingers, man. Metaphorically, I'm crossing my fingers. Because that everything right now depends on that. If, okay, game. Everything is depending on that, specifically. If those door skips jump up in consistency to like something crazy, like 80%, then yeah. We are at least PBing today, and we are probably going to finish and get sub 920 soon. I predict it's gonna be a 918. It will be even crazier. It will be even crazier if I even skip the 92X and just go straight to the 91X. Nine 1X today for real, for real. Imagine. I say that with a pretty positive attitude, to be honest. I just need most things to go correct. $120, not bad. Dude, I remember. I remember when 125 was like a good split. And now it's like anything slower than 120 is like really slow. Why is the bat so slow? I lost a whole second there to the bat just being slow. I didn't actually lose a whole second, but... Oh, fuck. Okay, now I did lose a whole second. What the fuck? What just happened there? Okay.
Of evil. This is where we wrong the rights and sweep the past under the rug.
Yo, Blackhead, thanks for the good luck. If I get a perfect antagony, it's the run. Fuck! The ant took a billion fucking years to throw the bomb. Listen, I've only done 15 attempts. I've been into antagony 3 times. And I am also doing, I'm also doing warp skip the way I used to do warp skip instead of like I've been doing. Because the way that I've been doing it has been risky. Even though it has a chance to, like, be slightly faster, I'm no longer doing it that way. So I'm losing about 1.5 seconds to it. Which is fine. Because, like, at most... it means more runs make it into antagony. And all I really need is a 315 or lower. Which, I mean, if I think I can get a 41 warp skip with those strats. If I get a 40, if I get like a mid 41, you know, and I get average splits, like a 120, and then like a 112.5, and then a 41.5. That's 314 right there. And that means that I have 2 seconds to play with. No, actually about 3 seconds to play with. Which means that as long as I don't massively screw up antagony, I'm basically chilling. Basically Dawn of the Last Day, probably. Dawn of the Final Nut. It also helps that I am playing, like, super well at the moment. That could have been bad. Like, that's my second low 119 of the day. Oh, yeah, okay, that was bad, but A. Oh, come on. I lost 2 seconds. Okay. Okay, damn, that was almost best seg, but I fucked up really bad.
Victor in Moritz's stronghold of evil.
I think that was like...
We wrong the rights.
I think that was like a sub 40 pace. That was like really fast. I need a perfect antagony to get sub 920. Never mind. Sub 920 is impossible. Yo. No. You're kidding. My goat washed? Damn. Okay, it just didn't let me fucking spin. I had to jump early. There was nothing I could do. I had to jump early. There was nothing I could do. That was so weird. All of those issues are just so fucking weird. And then I accidentally would have gotten, like, a... If I had thrown Cortex differently, right at the end, I probably would have gotten either a low 40 or a sub 40 warp skip. And it was all because of how I did that warp skip. It was all accidental. But yeah, that was me being washed. Damn, that was 4... It's been 4 times? It's been 4 AAs in 20 attempts. That's actually insane. And I think all of them actually made it through first door skip too, which is even more insane. Now the only thing left is just to hope that The only thing left for me is just to cross my fingers and hope that I don't lose this consistency. Because if I don't lose this consistency, sub 920 is happening today. When the world was ending, he returned. True. Iyo Denshi. Denshi. Sloth's doing RA today. He said he would. He told us last night. I mean, to be fair, how's life been? Not bad. Outside of needing to recover because I injured myself. Well, I injured my hands. So I'd been focusing a lot more on playing games with friends and working on Spanish because those friends don't speak English. He always says that until he does Halo. I don't know. Wacky told me that Sloth said last night while they were playing, he's doing Donkey Kong for at least one half of his stream. But yeah, I've been having fun playing with friends. I have decided that if I'm not speedrunning or doing RA, I'm not gonna stream on YouTube because I don't want people complaining, which it still happened. I actually lost 4 followers while I was streaming Peak the other day, which was kind of funny. And if I see on my following page, or like my follower page, if I see old names pop up as like recently followed, and I see them in chat, I will clown on them. No longer streaming on YouTube. Oh, I'll stream RA. I'm saying what isn't RA and what isn't speedrunning. I'm not gonna stream on YouTube. And I'll just stream strictly on Twitch. So RA will be streamed on YouTube. That could have been bad. That was still a sub 120. I've had so many sub 120s. It's actually insane. I used to think sub 120 was basically impossible. Now I have 117 as my fastest. To be fair, that's with Giganut, though. You got number 1 on that leaderboard for Mission Street. Let's go. Okay. Hey, it's fine. If warp skip goes well, I'll still be at sub 920 potential. Damn it. Still PB potential.
This is stronghold of evil. This is where we wrong the rights and sweep the past under the rug.
I think you can submit dolphin times on the speedrun.com leaderboards if you wanna compete with them. But you would also have to record. Yo, Lucas. Damn. This is 940 potential. Never mind, it's a reset. That's 5 antagonies in 25 resets. That's insane. Despite it being tired and yawning constantly. Yeah, I'm fixing my sleep schedule. I woke up at 7:30, which is the earliest I have woken up in like a month. Taking breaks does it does help a lot. No, I mean, it's also one of the things is I decided to do warp skip a different way. The old way actually, which is slightly slower, but it kills less runs. Bluey movie's coming out. I didn't grow up with Bluey. I actually know fucking nothing about Bluey. Oh, come on. I even tried hard to make sure that that would have still worked, and it still didn't work. I don't know, I wasn't gonna stream today, and then I just decided, you know what, there's nothing to do. I might feel like that tomorrow morning. Because tomorrow morning is when classes start, but I have an afternoon class. I'm gonna try to wake up at like 6:30 tomorrow. If I can. Louis' Peak. Just don't interact with the fandom. I never interact with fandoms. Buenas. Gracias por los ánimos. I have been to Agony 5 times already. Damn it. I may have solved the door skips. But yeah, I never interact with fandoms. Unfortunately, I have to interact with Crash Bandicoot fans. Like people in the actual fandom. Fandoms are basically just cults, in a way. Like, I mean, it's nice to some degree. Like, I like the stuff that the Sonic fandom produces. I like some of their comics, but the problem is that they just kind of fucking, like, they hive mind to the point where it's like tribalism in overdrive. Yo, Jake, thanks for the good luck. My king. Dude, I'm losing Giga time. Somehow I'm not. Okay. Sub ain't happening, but you had 10 times more autism than the average person, basically, yeah. I have not made any lifelong friends, but I've definitely made good friends with people that played Halo with me. I've made more close friends from speedrunning. What up, Lele? See, look! What the fuck? Okay, I just lost a second there. Lele. What the fuck? The game knows, dude. It's fucking sentient. It knows. The game knows I've solved it, and now it's upset. It's unleashing the fucking beast. Damn it. That one was my own fault. This is barely PBable. It's the twins, they know. Porco Dio. Madonna estagonale. Okay, so that doesn't always work. Okay, PB's probably dead now. Dio quadrilatero. Of course he's right there. Don't you fucking dare, dude. No! It decided at the last fucking second to say fuck you. Porca Madonna. Okay, alright. Who's ready to find out if that run had a chance of PBing? Because I have no idea if that actually had a chance of PBing or not. Nervous? Nah. Nah, that was... Nah, that was 928 pace. There's no way in hell. There's no way in hell that was fucking 928 pace. You gotta be kidding me. After all that, that was still 608. After all that just happened, that was still 608? You're kidding me. You're fucking kidding me. Move out the way, Kevin. The game is on demon time, yeah. By the way, that was the 6th time I've gotten into Antagony. I've only done 30 attempts. I have been pretty consistently on 20% of runs reach Antagony right now. I'm playing like crazy. The game just threw everything at me right there. It's like the game, it just fucking knows. It just fucking knows that I am now like, that I'm there. It knows I'm on the precipice. It knows. It just fucking knows I'm about to win. That's the thing with Twinsanity. When you're about to get what you want, the game will fight back as hard as it possibly can. That is actually one of the biggest reasons why nobody else has gotten as good as I am. Because usually people quit after a certain amount of time and I don't. Usually the harder I get pushed, the more I push. I got a spoon-fed ledge right there. Thanks, Dust. Even Dust is helping me out, man. Even Dust wants to see this happen. $119. And bat was pretty quick. Next time on Dragon Ball Z. I lost a second there, half a second. There we go.
Stronghold of evil.
Yep.
This is where we wrong the rights.
I need to get a perfect antagony, but this is another sub 920 pace. This is I think my third 316 of the day. Okay, that was lucky. Damn. I messed up the inputs. That was 100% my fault. I'm in the wrong position. That was bound to happen eventually. It's a shame I am sacrificing 1 to 2 seconds. But I have no choice. Possibly sub 950 pace. I don't think it's so sub 950. No, no way. Nope. So that's seven attempts in 31. Yeah, me doing the old warp skip strat. Like, if I do warp skip well, then I should still get like a high 41. So if I just get a good all I really need is just a good early game, and that's it. Like, the thing that was fucking up most of my warp skip attempts, I'm no longer doing. And it has basically bumped up my consistency so much. Unfortunately, I'm sacrificing a second. And that's fine. I would rather sacrifice a second and get into antagony a lot more and know if I actually need to sacrifice that second or not than, good early game is more common, the rest will come eventually, yes. That's why I don't focus so much on early game. You will always get good early game if you play well. Or you will eventually get good early game just by playing. Damn it! Even Dust wants to see this. Dust is even like, stop playing this fucking video game already. I had a feeling the nut was gonna do that. I also didn't realize how much the second part of warp skip was actually killing my runs. I'm seeing it now, considering the fact that, like, it makes sense that I'm, like, not losing my runs. This makes you better. Yeah, basically. I'm good at early game because I'm consistent. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the game lets me win. I mean, I'm doing several strats that, like, just aren't really considered RTA viable. And nut skip just is not consistent. The fact that I can even do half of the stuff I'm capable of doing is like a fucking miracle. If I do well in these next two splits, I will get a 314. And 314 is ideal. Because I know I can get, I know I can get a 605 antagony. Okay, good. Alright, this is a very good hub too. And it almost wasn't. That is... Wow. No! Damn, I choked. I choked so hard. That was a 313. That had 313 potential. My will of making things the right way? Yeah, that's also very true. That is something I'm not gonna deny. Okay, I'm gonna up this to 97. There we go. And hopefully it splits. Damn it. That's a pretty shitty start. What sucks is that the last run died because I tried to throw Cortex one frame too late. I knew I was gonna miss that. But 15 to 20% of runs making it into antagony is basically ideal. That's enough to, like... Warp skip with Cortex looks really hard. It is very hard. The way that I'm doing it right now is very hard. But it is easier than the previous strat. The warp skip that I used to do was actually quite easy in comparison. It was like, I would say, a 4 out of 10 for me. But the trick after was like a 9 out of 10. It was the reason why there was a massive gap between when I started doing Cortex Antagony and actually getting a good time, because it was just so hard for me to enter Antagony because I basically, like, I wasn't getting Hub 2 consistently enough. Hub 1 sucks. And then Warp Skip I still wasn't super consistent with, and then I basically had to do like one trick that had a high chance of fail, two tricks that had a high chance of failing. And then just expect without any breaks to be able to finish Antagony with Cortex, which is already one of the hardest things ever implemented in the game. The lore behind finding that warp skip, by the way, I took a shower and I thought, what if I just did this? That was the whole lore. Was I took a shower and then I thought, what if I did this? And I got super excited. I went and I tried it and I got it second try and I'm like, holy shit. Because that saved time. And then I found out that skipping the cutscene was not worth it. And that made me so happy. Because that 20-second break is what is something you kind of need to be able to, like, buffer. Give yourself a buffer. Because the other strat is really fucking hard. It's like, and it only saves half a second. That's assuming you do it perfectly. It saves half a second. Also, it was really cool that for a long while before I was doing Dusty Eel, we banked on Wumpa to give us an extra life to make Antagony slightly faster. But now, like, now the problem is if I wanted to like use Wumpa, I would have to hope that I get good RNG, because the route with Dusty Eel loses like 7 to 10 Wumpa. So I would either have to reroute and lose some time, or just go with what I'm doing right now. Which the extra life I go for loses half a second. It's actually slower, believe it or not. It's slightly slower than getting the third life in the lava cave. The first life and the third life in the lava cave is the fastest, but the more consistent method is the first and second. The first one actually doesn't lose much time at all. It's like a 0.2. The second one is like 0.55, and the third one is 0.5 or 0.48. But it was really cool that for a time we actually did consider routing. We were using Wumpa routing. Aw, damn it. I mean, I'd been trying to do stuff to make that easier. But I just took a shower and then oh no. That's very bad. I'd been trying to think of ways to, like, make that better. I'm always trying to think of ways to improve stuff. That's how I started out, since I'm a glitch finder first. Nah, I lost half a second. I might save time, but... Yeah, I saved time. No way in hell that this is gonna be sub 920. I messed up the inputs. That is the perfect warp skip. Still very easily on PB pace as long as I don't suck. I have a fingerprint on my glasses because I just touched them by accident. Oh, that's how the cookie crumbles. I was too far left. This is still a TAS trick. Yo, Pete. Too far back. There we go. Pete, I have already been into Antagony 8 times. Taiwanese CTTR? Damn, that's crazy. You're committed to getting a copy? Yep. I haven't even done 50 attempts yet. And that was my 8th time getting into AA. I've also been doing really well with the door skips. I mean, the first one is still the first one. I'm still gonna fuck it up. I got the third door skip 4 times in a row today. Manual is as well, yeah. Huge. That means a new video. Bro decided he wanted to be a hero. How's the bash one coming along, by the way? You don't understand You mean Mecha Bandicoot glitch, or how I do how I do what I do? It's not happening right now. Okay. So, we don't know why Mecha Glitch happens. I have a theory because, it kind of ties into what I'm doing right now. I might be able to do, Brio, but if he wants to do... But if, Hooper wants to do Brio, he can do Brio. So, from my understanding of Mecha Glitch, there's two parts that happen. One of them is where Nina ends her phase, possibly her facing angle. And the second has to do with Cortex, where he ends. And if you also walk forward too early with Mecha Bandicoot, Mecha Glitch happens. That is my understanding. It doesn't happen to me anymore because of how I do the final boss. Since I essentially end with Nina and Cortex basically standing at the same places every time, I don't get Mecha Glitch. But Mecha Glitch also happens more often on Xbox, supposedly. The supposed fix for it was holding down left on the right stick. Or holding something, yeah, down left on the right stick. That was the supposed fix, and it did not fix it. So, I don't know. I have no clue. Yo, Joseph, thanks for the good luck. I have no clue exactly how Mecha Glitch works, and nobody has looked into it. But I believe if you look at most of my attempts that had Mecha Glitch, you'll see that I do the final boss basically the same. Basically the same every time. And then if you look at the runs that don't get Mecha Glitch, I do something different. But we don't understand exactly why Mecha Glitch happens. Especially we don't understand why I used to get it so often. But ever since I started doing the Cortex phase differently, Mecha Glitch has been very rare, and ever since I started doing Fast Nina, I don't get Mecha Glitch ever. Yo, hold up. Yo, Abdul. Oh, thanks for the raid. Hope your stream went well. You guys are in for some spicy content today. I'm on fucking fire. Thanks for the good luck, Abdo, and thanks for the raid. I have been on fire today. That was really fast. That bat was super fast. That is one of the fastest bats I've ever had. Game was just unlucky. I've been to Antagony 8 times already. Oh, it fucking split early again. Are you kidding me? No!
Victor in Moritz's stronghold of evil. This is where we wrong the rights and sweep the past.
I know where that fucking cricket is. It can't sub 920. This is attempt number 45. I don't know why I was all the way over there, but whatever. That was a frame off of fucking up. Ah, why do I keep failing that? Damn. Yeah, first attempt was 38, so hang on, I need to go pee real quick. And I'll also drink something. Hydrate myself. Stretch. And then we get back to runs. So take like a 5-minute break, people. Because I've never been this consistent getting into Antagony and not PB'd before. Last time I was this consistent in Antagony, I PB'd pretty fucking quick. Really focused on watching the runs. At least I haven't gotten stuck at nut skip. Yeah, I know. Game was just unlucky. Damn, that sucks. I've gotten better at nut skip a little bit, probably because like I took a break. And I'm probably gonna take more breaks now. But I don't want to fully switch off from Twinsanity until I'm actually done with the sub 920. Because like I know once I stop doing sub any percent, that's probably gonna be it. I don't think I'm gonna return to the category ever. At least not for PBs. Unless somebody finds something new. And like the thing is a lot of people are saying like this game everything is possible. I really don't know, and I don't think that we're gonna find anything else. The last idea that we basically had, based on the theories that we have about how the game functions, is Ace. But most people know just how difficult it is to do Ace on a Gen 6 game. So, that's the thing, is that Ace and Twinsanity, yes. With the cursed warp death being the catalyst for it. There has been some research, but basically nothing. I think I might have figured out how to quickly manipulate the bat. Oh no, why is the camera... Ah, fuck. That sucks. Well. Much of that, but you know that's what's used in Pokemon runs. Ace is basically a way to write code in games. That's why it's called arbitrary code execution. In some games, like Pokemon, it's actually really easy to pull off. In other games, like, say, Super Mario World, it's a little harder. But, like, you could program things into other games. There's also a cool little thing you can do in Gen 1 Pokemon games, which is actually virus injection. Yo, thanks for the good luck. Where, like, you can actually trade... You can use a trade room to infect another game with a virus and do, like, stuff. Like, for example, you can make them do... You can make them be able to... use strength to find Mew under the truck. That was my bad. Okay. 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 I'm just gonna back out and pretend like that didn't happen. What's my average? See, even my average is sub 920. Those are my average splits. Or not, sub 930, my bad. But yeah. So, let's see here. It hasn't even been 50 attempts and I've gotten into Antagony 10 times. My consistency today is crazy. Like, I've never seen... Well, I have seen this level of consistency before. Just... never in the state that the game is currently in. The unfortunate thing is that... also thanks for the good luck. The unfortunate thing is that, unlike a lot of the other times where I've had to do this, I actually cannot afford to make mistakes. Because even, large mistakes, thanks for the good luck. Even small mistakes can cost a lot of time. But also, one of the reasons why I'm being so consistent is because I'm getting into Antagony so often. It's a feedback loop. Like, I'm not very frustrated right now. Because I have a level of confidence that once I reach Hub 4, I'm probably gonna get into Antagony. I have the confidence for that. I am monitoring the statistics. So I'm constantly getting into Antagony. And that's like it's a big thing. I've said this many times, I'm gonna say it many more times. Speedrunning is basically like entirely mental. When you have true confidence, it causes a feedback loop. Like, if you lack frustration, if you're focused, you have true confidence in yourself, you understand, like, you're looking at it, it's like, hey, this is what's going on, and then you don't get stuck, you're less frustrated, you have more confidence, and it essentially turns into a feedback loop that boosts your consistency by a massive amount. And what that does, the reason why your consistency is boosted is because you suffer less fatigue. So, interestingly enough, the less that you care, the longer you can play the game. Because the more frustrated you are, it eats into your level of focus, it eats into your energy levels. And then it makes you play really bad. That's why people who are very frustrated, or get frustrated easily, burn out so quickly. And actually, being frustrated is another feedback loop, because what happens when you get frustrated is you try harder, which eats into your energy levels even more. So it creates a negative feedback loop where you are constantly exhausted. Which, by the way, that is what was happening to me. I was frustrated because I'm like, I need to get this, but I couldn't get it, and basically, like, the game was killing my confidence, making me frustrated. And even though right now I'm stuck in nut jail, I'm not really that frustrated because I have a level of confidence that most likely if I get into Hub 4 again, I will probably be fine. How shitty that cycle can be? Yes. The problem is... Yo, I got spoon-fed as fuck. Damn it. The problem as well, by the way, because there's another problem. A lot of people who watch speedrunners encourage the negative aggressive behavior. A lot of people laugh and find it really funny when somebody, like, gets really mad. Like, desk slamming, throwing controllers, breaking controllers, raging. A lot of people find the rage really funny. And the problem is that most of those streamers see it, and it's not like they can easily control this. It's like an unconscious way of saying this behavior is good, and so they use that as an outlet, and it causes an even worse feedback loop. I've never really liked raging. It happens sometimes, I mean, but I never, like, get violent or do anything. Mostly is just, like, I say something, I get annoyed. And also, by the way, I like streaming at these times because I'm noticing there's less, idiots coming around in the chat. Oh, come on. Game didn't let me get up there. Ugh. Ugh. Well, well, well. If it isn't Sonic and Tails.
Well, well, well. If it isn't Sonic and Tails. If it isn't Sonic!
Hey, look! It's a giant talking egg!
Silence! I am Dr. Ivo Robotnik, the greatest scientific genius in the world!
Whatever you say, Eggman!
Enough! Aha!
What's up, Knuckles? Something bugging you?
Hand over the emeralds you have, now.
The Hedgehog? Sonic the Hedgehog?
Some rage is absolutely warranted, but yeah, exactly.
Maria, I promise you revenge.
Who sent me a message? Oh, that's just Stu going live.
Maria, this is what you wanted, right? This is my promise I made to you. I just love Latinas, Sonic.
Listen. Everybody loves Latinos, okay? Even the Japanese love Latinas. Even the Japanese love Latinas. SA2 would have given him so much aura. Yo, imagine if what happened was they made Sonic into secret rings, and then Sonic got one wish and wished Shadow back, and then Shadow's just there, and he's just like, okay, I exist again. I have trauma. Instead, we have the Shadow that's like, I don't give a fuck. Fuck you. Damn you. Pulls out his AK-47. Goodbye. For me, Sonic 3D Blast is always gonna be my favorite game. I mean, it's my favorite game of all time. You just boot up the game. Yo, thanks for the good luck. You just boot up the game, right? And then it's just Sega! I feel like your name is Oligma. Sonic Heroes is my third favorite Sonic game. Sega does make the best soundtracks. Nobody ever expects my two favorite Sonic games. But it does say a lot about my character, I think. I mean, Sonic 3D Blast, I'm not gonna lie, when the first time I played the PC version, since I was like a very small child, I played it a couple years ago. I think it was like 2 years ago. I fucking cried, dude. I just love that game. I don't have a reason why, I just love that game. My second favorite Sonic game is Sonic R. And then after that, it's Sonic Heroes, and then after that is Sonic Adventure DX. Not sure what the rest one. Sonic 3D is my first Sonic. It was not my first Sonic. However, it was the first one we owned. My grandma had Sonic 1 and 2 for the Genesis. So I played the first and second Sonic games all the time when I was a small child before my grandma passed away. But for some reason, 3D Blast and Sonic R just stuck with me a lot. And Sonic Heroes was a game that I don't know why, but I mean, like, it was one of my favorite Sonic games. And I mean, like, I did speedruns of it and I was really fucking good at it. Developed a lot of the meta for it. Not alone. I had help in that game. Sonic Adventure DX, I did not have help, but in Heroes, I had a lot of help with Darkspine Sonic and a couple of other people. That game was always a bit of a team effort. There we go. Frontiers is okay, but I don't think it's good for second, like, subsequent playthroughs. Shadow Gens is, though. I'm gonna try out the Bat-Minute stuff. I'm gonna see if I can get that half-second time save again. It works. Nice. Feel like an edgy teenager, you can imagine. It works, but I didn't save any fucking time. I almost fucked that up. Okay, this run has potential. Sonic Colors, why? Oh, I started the jump too early. That is the ideal.
Victor in Moritz's stronghold of evil. This is where we wrong the rights and sweep the past under the rug.
Technically, if I do Antagony perfectly, I will PB. You're preaching to the choir, considering my favorite Sonic game is Sonic 3D Blast. Okay, yeah. Phoebe's dead. There we go. That's corrected. Imagine if this somehow still PBs. There's no way it will. Nice, there we go. I think I'm like 2 seconds off of PBing. I reached the door at 7:17 in PB, if I'm not mistaken. Nah, PB is not happening. Damn. He's just a huge snarky asshole. Cortex loves dying.mp4, true. Might still be a sub 10. Yeah, it's still a sub 10. I think it's a 951. It's still a sub unless I fail this. Nope. Okay. I gotta be fast. Ah, shit. I might get Mecha Glitch. Is this still sub 10? Oh my fuck. It's a sub 10. No way that's a sub 10, dude. There's no way that was a fucking sub 10. What do you mean 4th of 4? Oh yeah. I did finish one yesterday. Remember when sub 10 was a huge milestone? I do. Now it's like it's nothing. I wouldn't say that. I absolutely wouldn't say that. It still takes a lot of effort to actually sub 10. Okay. Oh, come on. But I have gotten 2 more sub 10s, which I think in overall I've gotten 6. It's like maybe 6 or 8 sub 10s now. I would say it's still a little comical that I've gotten so many sub 10s. And I am the only person who's even subbed 11. Because there are more... There's like 2 runners who could sub 11. If we went loadless, then Noah's run would be Noah's PS2 run would be sub 11 by a couple seconds. Like, the problem with getting a sub 10 is not necessarily like the effort that I have to put into it. It is more so like I have to finish a run to actually get it. And finishing a run in and of itself is hard. I'm gonna kill that cricket later. He's in like a little cubby, so his like the sound is like amplified. And the other day I couldn't sleep because of crickets, so he's gonna fucking die tonight. Okay, this is a good run. Yeah, this is actually a good run. That's bad. I don't think I would have gotten it anyways. Damn it. That sucks. It happens. Some runs are just not, I mean, I didn't lose that run due to nerves. It just ended up happening. I wasn't that nervous. I mean, that's the thing. It doesn't matter if it's a good run or a bad run. It's not going to change whether it's going to make it or not, unless somebody says this is the run. The only time it changes is if somebody says this is the run. Which that more or less guarantees that the run is dead. At least up until after the Nina phase. After the Nina phase, then we can basically, like, say, holy fuck, okay. This might be the run, lads. But yeah, I noticed that that was a really fast run. A time like this used to be the fastest. I just can't do a slide jump. I lost a decent amount of time right there. I think it's a second, maybe over a second. That's not good. Okay. That bat was slow too, so... But I did gain control of Crash quickly. Yeah. I lost a second. It's gonna be about the same as last run, unless I fuck up here. Yeah. Damn it. Started jumping too early. Not even PB pace.
Victor in Moritz's stronghold of evil. This is where we roll.
Yo, thanks for the good luck.
And sweep the past under the rug.
I would need to get a literally perfect. I need to get a literally perfect antagony to even PB. It's actually more... It means more that I'm getting into antagony than reaching hub 4 consistently, because I usually like get to Hub 4 within, like, 10 attempts or something. I don't know how I adjusted. I do not know how the fuck I just adjusted. I knew I was on the wrong, like, I did the inputs incorrectly. I, like, stopped holding the stick for like, a little bit, and I got it. I don't know how the fuck I adjusted for that. Considering that's already a TAS strat to begin with, I don't know what the fuck I did. Yeah, I'm not on perfect antagony pace. I would have needed to respawn at that checkpoint at like 125.5. He's in a really bad spot. That, I almost choked that. Oh, no. No. Come on. Get up there, dude. Holy fuck. I don't think that sub 940 is possible. However, sub 950 is absolutely on the table right now. Nope. If that fucking cricket decides to keep making noise for the next, like, 10 minutes, I will go and kill it. Especially because I don't want my sleep to be fucked up, considering there was already one night where my sleep was really fucked up, and I'm trying to change my sleep schedule for school. Ooh, who just sent me a message? I am about to mute that server. Oof. Ignore the sound that just came out of my mouth, please. You thought a door creaked? No, I was stretching. I keep telling people I have a massive vocal range. Though anything past soprano high C, I can't reach consistently. Because I don't exactly know how to really, like, properly get into whistle register. In Meat Canyon, he doesn't really have that impressive of a vocal range. My vocal range basically covers the entire piano. So when I tested it using vocal rangefinder stuff, I think the highest note I was capable of producing was I forget if it went beyond C7. I think it was D7. and my lowest note that I was able to produce where it was actually able to pick up the sound was, or well, pick up the note was, I think it was F1. Because if I deepen my voice enough, it's listening to the actual, like, clicks of my vocal cords rather than the actual, like... It's taking the clicks of the vocal fry over the, over the actual, like, combined note.
Like, I can do this just without even really trying. This is actually very comfortable in my range. I can talk like this with no problems.
Which that's like approximately an octave deeper than my standard talking voice, and I can go much deeper. It's just that at that point, the note that is being heard comes from the vocal fry itself. How Cursed Splash works. So you need to get the first world checkpoint in Iceberg Lab, and then you need to dodge this world checkpoint, and then you need to body slam this platform to set up a splash teleport. Then you need to go out of bounds here, so that way you can snipe the bat into the checkpoint as you're leaving the chunk. So you hear the cha-ching after Crash changes colors, meaning I'm in a different chunk. And then basically you just slide off holding... You hold slide while sliding off at a specific point in the collision. You jump over the chunk link that transitions you to Ice Climb, and you just walk on the collision and then you slide off. You also want to manipulate the camera a little bit so it doesn't get stuck, because if the camera gets stuck, you don't die. I messed up pretty bad there.
Victor Moritz is
316.
stronghold of evil. This is where we wrong the rights and sweep the past under the rug.
And yes, I really did just explain Curse Splash while doing it. I lost a second, though. This would take a miracle to sub 920, but it's still possible. Now it's impossible. Sub 920 is impossible, but PB is very possible. Yeah, as long as PB is on the table, I can sub 930. I lost about 2 seconds off of my best antagony, so... Which that best antagony does lose like 2 seconds. Oh shit. That was sketchy. Fuck you! PB is still possible. Yo, Div, thanks for the good luck. I think I'm on 924 pace. It's all gonna depend on... That was one of the things that it depended on. Another thing it depends on is how well I do the next few things. Because every mistake that I make is a second... Okay, I freaked out for a second because of the camera. No! I choked. Was that a 9? I spawned in a 943. What did I spawn in? Or 643? When did I spawn in PB? Let's see, what pace was that? Okay, that was about 5 seconds ahead? Was this also the run where I, like... I lose a second there, okay. It was like 924 pace. Dude. The fact that Antagony, I've gotten into Antagony in the double digits today, pretty fucking good. Burger. No sé esa hamburguesa. A su máquina, güey. Most of my splits should be quite accurate now. Down to a couple of frames. So I most likely won't need to retime most, I most likely won't need to retime my splits. I mean, I'll still double check to see if, I'll still double check to see if they need retimed, but most likely they will not. Damn it. I still have not double checked to see if if they work properly, but like my like split start time is basically perfect. My split end time is basically perfect. Or my my image for split start and my image for split for run start and run end, I'm basically like I got the perfect. I basically got the perfect the perfect setup, perfect settings. Nice. I'm gonna kill that thing. I'm killing it. Give me a second.
Victory for Vegeta.
That'll fucking teach him. I killed all its babies too. I found out I could move something that they very frequently hid under. I found the fucker. And the funny thing is that I accidentally stepped on it while it was trying to hop away. So, yeah. I won. Alright. He's dead. The fucking cricket is dead. I'm starting to get pretty good at hunting them now, too. Because there's only a couple of places that are actually, like, humid down here. So... I'm glad, because I will be sleeping quite well tonight. I don't hear any crickets. Also, thanks for the good luck, Jet. I definitely needed that. I accomplished something today. I accomplished 2 things today. Super high antagony consistency. Or, well, super high consistency getting into antagony. And, as well, I managed to successfully hunt and kill a cricket. Honestly, I think with that, I'm having a pretty good day. I don't think I have that. I don't think I have the energy to do any more runs, really. It seems like I'm all tired out here. I'll do another 8 attempts and then I'm gonna get going. It's almost lunchtime and I'd like to get myself some lunch, and I also have I have stuff I gotta take care of. I need to wash my clothes. I need to clean out the refrigerator. Take out the trash, etc. And I have to do all that. I have to do the fridge thing before my mom gets home. And then I'd also like to take a shower, make sure that I'm okay. That I'm all clean properly. Because, you know, I want to be extra clean for classes starting. I mean, it doesn't really matter that much, right? But I'm gonna be extra clean. I mean, I'm not impressing anybody. Also, my mom needs to fucking cut my hair. And the reason why she hasn't is because she hasn't been home. My hair needs cut. I have this, like, stupid fucking mullet. Yeah, the nut was just not gonna cooperate. I don't think it's cooperating. I'll just do one more run and then dip. Raid stew. Go do my stuff. It's a good day today. I finished a run. I had several runs that were on pace that made it past first door skip. Third door skip seems to be consistent-ish now. I just need to make sure that I get it when I'm actually on a run, which is a totally different story. Yep, time to dip. Alright. GG's, people. We had a good day of runs. Because the washing machine finished. Well, that was my last run. I managed to kill the cricket. So, I did a couple more runs, and I don't have the energy to continue, unfortunately. At least I don't have the energy to continue playing well. So I'm not gonna push it. I'm just gonna raid Stu. As long as he's not playing Bash. He's doing Crash 2, okay. It was a pretty good day. One of the best days of Twins I've had. Just wasn't a day where I PB'd, and that's fine. Alright, bye.